Hello, Pastor Doug back with another Bible brief. Today I want to take a look at Hosea 6:7. And Hosea is a minor prophet in the Old Testament. He writes at the time where the northern kingdom of Israel is about to be destroyed. And so this is a statement of God's judgment against Israel in Old Testament times, but also that there is hope for God's covenant people. Now, Hosea 6:7 is very important because it's the only verse that directly states God made a covenant with man. Let me read it to you. Hosea 6:7 says, "But like Adam, they have transgressed the covenant. There they have dealt treacherously against me." And again, the they there is the ancient people of Israel during the time of Hosea. But this verse is so important because this is the only verse in Scripture that, again, directly says Adam was in a covenant relationship with God. Now, if you go back and read Genesis 1 through 3, and really all of Genesis, there is clear covenantal language throughout the whole book. But this is the verse where where it's directly stated, God makes a covenant with Adam. And note, Adam in Hebrew actually means man or mankind. And so here God has made a covenant with all of humanity. And in Protestant theology, this covenant with Adam is called a covenant of works. That if Adam and if mankind would simply obey the law in both action and in thought, there would be no problem. Because Adam fell, and therefore that sin is passed on to all humanity, we by nature transgress God's covenant. And therefore the covenant of works is one that is grievous to us because it shows how fallen we are and that God has to judge because we act treacherously against God. This happens because God, of course, has ordained from the beginning of time a new covenant, not of works, at least the works of fallen humans, but the work of Jesus Christ, a covenant of grace, where he redeems his people solely by the work of Christ, and therefore the need for a new covenant. And I would strongly recommend, if you ever have time, do a biblical study of covenant. It is a beautiful way to understand Old and New Testament, to understand Genesis through Revelation, because a covenant, simply put, is a bond in blood sovereignly administered. I'll say it again. It is a bond in blood sovereignly administered. And unpacking that in the multiple covenants we see in the Bible is a wonderful thing. If I can give you a book suggestion, probably the best book on this is a book called The Christ of the Covenants by O. Palmer Robertson. Now, it's a little bit on the technical side, a little bit, I admit that, but it is a beautiful description of the covenants in Scripture, and it's a wonderful place to begin your study of covenants. And so I highly recommend it, this book. This is one of the most influential books I have ever read. Well, I hope that helps, and I hope we all realize that the covenant of works brings judgment, and that is a good thing, because that shows us we need a tutor to be led to a new covenant that is in Jesus Christ. Well, Christ's grace be upon you all, and I hope everyone's safe. Blessings. Take care. Bye.